Okay, magandang araw po sa lahat. Unang-una, I'd like to thank Joey Clemente, our Executive Secretary of Episcopal Commission on Stewardship, for inviting me to share my experience and my ideas about promoting stewardship in the parish and in the diocese. No? So, I am Father Tony Labiao. Presently, I'm assigned as a rector and parish priest of the Cathedral and Shrine and Parish of the Good Shepherd in Novaliches Diocese. I'm also at the same time Vicar General of the diocese, in charge of pastoral affairs of the diocese since 2005. Concurrently, I'm also serving as the Executive Secretary of the Episcopal Commission on Social Action, Justice and Peace, and Executive Director of Caritas Philippines. Since 2005, I've been involved in this ministry, promoting stewardship, mainstreaming it in the whole pastoral programs of the Diocese of Novaliches, and now we call it Balikandog program. As a new diocese, in 2003, I initiated the promotion of the stewardship program in my parish, that was Jesus Lord of the Divine Mercy in Mapayapa, Quezon City. And then after 3 years of preparations, organizing, formation, and setting up systems and structures, in August 2005, Bishop Tobias decreed that in that parish, magkakaroon na ng total abolition of arancel system. Until now, the people continue to embrace and develop that ministry, that program, in their parish. And in the diocesan level, this is a good news to our diocese, because in the diocesan level, we have a regular pastoral commission already, commission on stewardship. So I would like to share the 3 areas of the experience. First is the challenges. Second, I will share some success stories, or a success story in this kind of work as a parish priest, as a pastoral director of the diocese, and some practical insights, maybe recommendations, suggestions, how to proceed in the effective promotion of the stewardship ministry. These are some challenges that I experienced. First, the challenge to make a firm decision, to pursue parish renewal. That's why in my parish before, in Jesus Lord of the Divine Mercy, we launched, we call it programs for integral evangelization. That means we need to have a community development program. Nandyan yung BEC building, BEC organizing. Kailangan yun. So, very crucial in the parish renewal. And then, of course, the renewal also of liturgy. When we allow people to participate, in the street masses, in their chapels, in the BEC gatherings, renewed liturgy, we call it renewed liturgy. More participation from the people on the ground. And then renewed formation or catechesis. We need to have a clear formation program, especially towards building the spirituality of stewardship. And of course, renewed social apostolate. It's really trying to organize, provide social services to the poor. So, kailangan magkaroon ng decision na ang parish or ang diocese should pursue a renewal, having an integral evangelization programs. So that's one challenge. Second challenge is on leadership, either in the parish or the diocesan level. The determination of the bishop and the parish priests to implement the program. Kasi kung wala yun, magkanya-kanya tayo, may problema yan. No? So, it's really a challenge on leadership. And then, pangalawa, yun yung sa leadership, yung ating tiwala ba sa mga tao. Trust in people. Our people are very generous in all aspects. Tapos, challenge also to the leadership is to become transparent in what we do. Especially, hindi lang ito salita, kundi to set up systems that people can feel na, wala tayong tinatago. Of course, very clear direction of pastoral direction of the diocese or the parish. Mahalaga din sa mga tao yun. And that's a challenge to leadership, na kailangan natin ipakita, na may direction ng buhay natin as a parish or as a diocese. The third challenge na nakita ko sa trabahong ito is yung to build BECs. Kasi to really effective in the stewardship ministry, we cannot just rely on mandated organizations. Diba? Kung gusto natin talaga lahat mag-participate, everybody cannot just be a member to any organization. Even marami tayong organisasyon sa parokya. Sabi nga diba, BEC is a new way of being church. Is building communities where you open more rooms for people to participate on the ground. And this is the only way to develop. And alam naman natin, ito yung nakita ko sa karanasan ko, very effective strategy in shepherding, especially in making our stewardship progress and effective. Kasi di ba stewardship, people have to be participative, people have to be sabi natin our community should be inclusive. So that's very important. So the third challenge nakita ko is BEC. Kung walang BEC sa isang parokya o sa isang diocese, baka mahirap mag-promote ng totoong stewardship ministry. Pang-apat, ito, mahalaga rin ito sa stewardship. It's really putting social services and programs of the church at the heart of the mission of the church. Kasi di ba, kingly function ng simbahan is really to take care of the poor. So kung ma-relate ng mga parishioners, ng mga tao na we are stewards, katiwala tayo sa mga resources, and then these resources can be developed for the benefit of the poor, benefit of the community. Makikita nila, ay, kailangan talaga ito. This is part of our spirituality. Pope Francis would always say, without social services, without charity work, the church is nothing. So, importante ito. So, dito sa social services and programs, at the heart of the church mission, we empower the poor. We invest our resources on community organizing formation and effective delivery of services for them, especially the poor. So number 4 challenge yan. Number 5, it's also a big challenge to us that we have to mainstream the stewardship ministry or program in the whole diocesan programs, in the whole parish programs. Parang masasabi natin, making the stewardship as a regular ministry. Through this ministry, we are able to install good governance system, either in the parish or in the diocese. And we need to have a good management team for this ministry. Kung wala yun, mahirap na. At saka institutionalization. Hindi pwedeng magkanya-kanya tayo. Kailangan may tawag nun, institutional backing, no? So for that matter, may backing ng diocese. No, so kung kailangan ng parokya ng resources, kailangan ng either formation, either mentoring, either kailangan nila ng capacitation, mayroong ready management team sa diocesan level to help them. So nakikita ko mahalagang challenge na we have to consider. So, how to address these challenges? Nakikita ko na sa experience ko for so many years, tawag ko nito tripod of success. No? So, una, no, we need to have a good organization. No? It's a strategy, no, to address the challenge. We need to organize. We need to organize our communities, BECs. We need to organize ourselves as mga service providers in the parish or in diocesan level. Mahalaga yung organization na yan. Kung wala yan, mahirap tayong mag-survive. Pangalawa, which is equally important, dapat solid yung ating formation. Integrative ang formation natin, catechesis. Di ba sabi ng PCP2, after a good catechesis, no? A new catechesis on stewardship, no? We can easily develop the program and hopefully abolish the old system of supporting the church. No? Dito, sana maramdaman ng mga tao after the formation, they are the church and they have to support their church. No? So, ma-develop mo yung the generosity of people and they have a lot of resources, time, talent, and treasure. So, sa diocese ng Novaliches, we have this SOS, Spirituality of Stewardship, which is the main formation module that we give, no, provide the different parishes, no, and even our diocesan management team. And of course, pangtatlo, no, na mahalaga yung financial transparency. No, we need to put up systems, no, of clear collection, reporting, auditing. Now we need to show to people that we are responsible, we are accountable to the resources they give us, no, na ito ay may napupuntahan para sa talaga pag-unlad, no, pagtugon sa mga pangangailangan ng mga marami nating mga kababayan na mahihirap. So yan, no? So importante yung sabi ko nga organization, no? Formation, financial transparency. Now, highlighting the success story in that parish of Jesus Lord of Divine Mercy, Mapayapa 1, Quezon City. No? That parish, no, when I was assigned there, no, there were no really strong BECs. Mayroong mga initiatives dahan-dahan. And I remember that parish was subsidized by the diocese. Ibig sabihin, it cannot stand by itself. Kailangan ng outside support in terms of, supporting the operations of the parish, especially the programs. No? Very few volunteers from the ground. No? So makakategorize mo na itong parish na ito ay maliit. Pero kung titingnan mo, malaking population. Kaya ako, alam mo, around 60,000 people. If you consider your people as your resource, hindi maliit yan, no? 60,000 people, hindi maliit yan. So, noong May 2003, when we introduced the stewardship program, so nandoon yung pag-organize, formation, nag-set up kami ng mga systems for collection, reporting, nag-computerize natin census ng kung ilan ba talaga mga parishioners. Ibig sabihin, nagkaroon tayo ng data management system, no? So, nagkaroon tayo ng structural adjustments nung nag-put up tayo ng mga magandang systems, no? So, by the way, ngayong nung nakaraang May, naging 20 years na, no? Ang parokyang yan in terms of having the abolition of arancel, wala na doon, no? Wala na yung mga fixed fees doon ng mga sacrament sa parokyang yan. And then they continue, no, to be a growing parish, no, growing community, no, after 20 years. So ano naging impact nitong stewardship program nito sa parokya? Alam niyo, hanggang ngayon, no, yung new sense of being a parish nandoon. Parokya namin to, suportahan namin to, hindi namin pababayaan ito. We have more volunteers. There is an increased number of people participating in the program. Of course, yung abolition of the arancel system, nandyan yan since 2005. Nandyan yung buhay na buhay ng mga BEC o tawag nating kawan. No? Ang maganda dito rin, no, because of the system, 'di ba? Mayroon kang census ng mga parishioners, binigyan mo sila ng family ID as members of the parish. No, ito ay isang instrument din to know more about the parishioners. So maganda rin siya, 'di ba? No? For the priest, no, and for the leaders of the parish, they have more opportunity to know who are the parishioners. Of course, because of the BECs, the increased sense of belongingness to the community, no, magkakakilala, magandang samahan, no. Though there are problems, but yung sense of belongingness and nandoon, no. And of course, yung parokyang yan ay masabi mo, isa sila sa mga magagaling parokya in terms of providing services for the poor. No? Not only within the parish, but even in the diocese. No? Naging model sila of their generosity, no? Of sharing. So, di ba, yan naman ang stewardship, no? Developing the habit of sharing, no? Regular sharing, no? For the community. Medyo wala na masyadong fundraising sa parokyang yan, no? Because people are regularly giving, no? To support their church. So yan ang naging impact nung stewardship ministry. May pagbabago talagang parokya, no? May pagbabago yung buhay ng mga communities. Siyempre, nagbabago din ang pananaw ng mga pare na na-assign diyan, pananaw ng mga leaders, pananaw ng mga individual parishioners na nabuo yung sense of parish. At nabuo yung kanilang concern, no, to minister to the less fortunate members of the community. So, ano ang mga practical insights dito? Nakita ko sa impact din. Ang stewardship is a way of renewing the church. So, nakikita ko yan. So, structural transformation, may nagkaroon ng panibagong sistema, no, in leadership, in governance, and to promote maximum participation. May social transformation din. So you empower the poor, no, you uplift their life, and then at the same time, you capacitate them to participate in the decision making, and of course, the BECs, no. Yan ang totoong, no, panibagong pamamaraan ng pagkasimbahan natin. So mga recommendations ko, siguro ito yung mga practical recommendations. Part of the insights, no, coming from this experience, no, of promoting stewardship in the parish and in the diocese. No. Una, dapat mayroong diocesan mandate to be successful in the parish. Dapat sa diocesan level, so the commitment of church leaders, from the bishop to priests to religious and lay leaders, in setting up a diocesan structure, no, like to come up with a diocesan stewardship management team. and the diocesan formation team, no, to focus on developing the spirituality of stewardship. Mahalaga yan. Na, sa akin, ito yung pinakamahalaga na insight ko. No? Kung walang management team, walang diocesan mandate, magka-problema ang mga parokya. Tapos, nakita ko rin yung value ng BEC. The presence of BEC. Kaya yung organizing and formation of BEC importante sa success ng ating stewardship ministry. Pangtatlo, mainstreaming the stewardship program. Na ito bahagi siya ng kabuuhan ng programa at bahagi siya sa pagbabago ng parokya at ng diocese. So, mainstreaming. So, hindi lang siya parang ordinary program. Okay lang kung mayroon, okay lang kung wala. Hindi. Mahalaga talaga to develop people, no, in their generosity because after all, sila yung simbahan. Pangapat, of course, sinabi ko na kanina, no, na dapat sa diocese at sa parish level, mayroong stewardship management team. Hindi pwede na pari lang, hindi pwede kahit sino na lang. You need to have a management team to be trained to do the formation and to do also the mentoring, especially in the aspect of implementation. No, how to develop generosity of people, how to manage the sharing of their time, talent, and treasure. You need some systems then. And then follow up, no? Kasi hindi lang one time yan eh, no? So there is a standby team there willing to mentor, to capacitate. Kapag may kailangan ng parokya, they are there to help, no? So importante yan. And then develop a system of annual giving, nurturing, no? Nurturing of a habit of giving. Hindi tayo nagdi-discuss dito ng amount or number. We discuss about regularity. Kasi that's the only way to develop a habit, di ba? Doing it regularly, it becomes a habit, no? Hopefully it becomes a culture of giving. So, stewardship. And lastly, but ito mahalaga to. Challenge talaga to. Pero nakita ko ito ay isang recommendation, no, out of my experience. Nakikita ko yung magandang insight na we need to emphasize transparency, no, especially financial transparency. People are more generous when they see how their funds are handled or managed, and how their funds impact the life of people we help. So sana na itong aking sharing ay makakatulong sa inyo, no? We continue to promote and implement this program. Hopefully we can gather more insights, no? Wala namang perfect template. Hopefully through our sharing we can have more and more effective template to share with other dioceses and parishes. Thank you very much.